Hi, I'm Chrissy from Christina with Nutrition. I'm going to teach you how to bake a quiche today. So what is quiche? Sounds weird. It's basically like a cake that you can have for your lunch. So it's savoury, so it's not sweet. I'm going to make it really fun and I hope you enjoy it. So check out the recipe below, get everything that you need. Don't worry if you don't have all the exact things. I'm going to show you how you can mix it up and let's get started. If you've got long hair, tie it up. Otherwise, let's just wash our hands. So first things first, we need the flour and the butter. So this is the messy bit, that's why we need clean hands. Okay, so we're putting the butter into the flour. It's all been measured up already, so if you want to help your grown-ups measure up, that's fine, you can practice your numbers. We're going to stick our hands in the bowl and we're going to try and make it into crumbly, gooey bits and make sure all the bits of flour have got butter attached to them. Okay, we're trying to make this turn into crumbs first of all. So keep squishing, keep squeezing, squelching and squashing all those bits of butter until it all looks like breadcrumbs. Okay, there we go. It looks like breadcrumbs, kind of bigger breadcrumbs, but there we go. So now we just need a dash of water so we can make it into one big lump. Don't put too much in to start with. Now we're going to try and squish it together. Oops, I lost a bit. Into one big ball of what you call dough. Oh, it's very squelchy now. I might have added too much water. Make sure you don't add too much to start with. All right, if that happens, like what's happened to me, just get your grown-up to add a tiny bit more flour so that it stops being all squelchy. You can use your fist, or you can use your fingers, or you can pick it up with your hands. Wow, look at that. It's like a nice big round ball. So I'm going to put that back in the bowl, and then that's going in the fridge for 30 minutes. That's 30. Set a timer, and then we'll do the next bit. So while we wait for the pastry to be ready, the dough, we're going to get some of the filling ready. So I've got pancetta, which is kind of like bacon, but it's all chopped up already. I've got some spring onions, and I have some spinach. You can put whatever vegetables you want in here. You can put sliced tomatoes, grated carrot, courgette, whatever you want, but this is what I've got. So first of all, I'm going to chop the spring onions. You might need your grown-up to help you with this bit. Take all the yucky bits off. I'm going to put the spring onions and the bacon into a pan. I'm going to start to fry it up. So you might need your grown-up to help you switch this on. It's called a hob, and we don't want it too hot. We want it somewhere in the middle, medium. And then we're going to cook off the spring onions till they start to get a bit softer. I'm going to make sure the bacon is nice and cooked before we add it into our quiche mixture. If you touch meat with your hands, make sure you wash your hands again afterwards. And we're going to get a spatula. It's starting to sizzle now. I'm going to chop up the spinach nice and small so we're ready to put that in there as well. You might be wondering what this weird little pile of things is over here. This is a herb called thyme, and I picked it from my garden. So we're going to use that in a little while. So that's not mess, let's keep that. So I like spinach because it's really good for you, it's super healthy, but what if you might not know, it doesn't actually taste of very much. So if you're not sure if you like it, you might as well try it because it doesn't actually taste bad. So look at that, that's lovely and pink and green. We just want to make sure it's all that lighter pink colour. We don't want it to be the darker pink because that means it's not cooked yet. So we need to give this a few more minutes, but we might as well sprinkle in the herb that I mentioned, thyme. We want to sprinkle that in now. It will just give it a lovely flavour, make it taste even better. That looks done to me, so I'm going to switch that off. I'm going to put the spinach on top because it's still hot in there and it will make the spinach cook on its own for a bit. We can leave that to the side. We're going to do the next bit now. Bowl and a whisk. That's the funny looking thing like that. Eggs. I'm going to use the side of my bowl to crack the eggs, but what you can do as well, you get a knife and you can tap it until there's a line in it. Then you put your fingers on either side, you plop it in. Grip the bowl tight and we'll start to whisk. Milk, that's not for drinking, that's for going in there. Cream. Whisk again. Next, the best bit, we're going to grate the cheese into the bowl. So, I don't have one kind of cheese. I've got about 5 different kinds of cheese. So, I just thought it'd be fun to add them all and just use what I had. So here we go. The grater can be a little bit tricky, so you might need your grown-ups' help. Oops. Pastry's ready. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna sprinkle some flour. You can do this on the table, wherever you want. Take my nice, oh, it's really hard and solid now, so we're gonna have to squish it a little bit. I'm gonna press it down. Might need to make it a bit softer with your hands. Oh, it's falling apart. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I'm using some flour to put it on my rolling pin so the rolling pin doesn't stick, and I'm going to try and roll it as flat as I can. You want to roll it about the size of your tin that you're using. I've got a big square tin. I don't have a proper pie tin, but that's okay. So I'm going to just make sure it's big enough to fit in my big square tin. Okay, so this is the tin that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the butter and rub it all around the bottom so that it doesn't stick when I put the pastry in. It does get a bit slimy and messy on your fingers, don't worry. If you've still got clean hands, you can do it with your fingers. All around the edges, because we don't want it to stick. There we go. Don't need the rest of that. And then get your grown-up to help you cut some baking paper. And we want that to fit all the way around, again, so it doesn't stick. This is called a palette knife, but you can use whatever you've got. You've got to make sure you get it all the way underneath. And then very carefully. Oh, this is so tricky. Oh no. Okay, not to panic. What you can do is piece it all back together in the tin like a jigsaw puzzle. Yay! Looking good. We've done a pretty good job there. It's a bit messy around the edges, but that's fine. Now we have to put it back in the fridge for a few minutes while we preheat the oven. Before I get the pastry out, we're going to preheat the oven. We're doing it at 170. Okay, the oven is preheated. I'm gonna get this in. If you've got baking beans, they're not baked beans, they're a different kind of bean, ask your grown up, put them in there. I don't have any, so I'm gonna use a tin to weigh this down. If you don't have that, then don't worry, just put it in as it is, it'll be fine. So my tin doesn't even really cover the bottom, but that's okay. In it goes. We're going to take this out of the oven. Get your grown up to help you because it's super hot, and make sure you got your gloves, or get them to do it for you. Okay, so we're going to mix the spinach and the bacon mixture into the eggy cheesy mixture. Don't have to do it too much, just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to pour this into the pastry case. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. That's still hot, so we need the oven gloves again to get it back in the oven. And switch the oven back on because I forgot. And this time it's slightly less, on 140. It's hard work getting that in the oven on your own. You need 2 people to do that. There we go, right in the middle. We're going to set another timer for 30 minutes and then we're going to check it after 30 minutes and see. It might need 5 or 10 minutes longer, but we want it to be nice and golden at the top, not too hard, and nice and set. So that means not sloppy. It needs to be relatively firm, kind of like a jelly. The timer went off. I checked it, it was still a bit jiggly, so I've put it in for 5 more minutes and it's now ready to come out. Someone's already excited about it. So I'll show you what it looks like so you know when it's ready. Switch your oven off, use your special oven gloves or get your grown-up to help you. So I'm gonna jiggle it, and the egg's not jiggling. So, oh, it smells so good. Hey, it's not ready to eat yet, go away. We're gonna let that cool down, and when it's cooled down enough for you to touch with your fingers, then it's good to eat. I'd love to know how you got on, so if you can tag me, tag Christina Wood Nutrition or hashtag bakingwithchrissy, and I'd love to see your creations and tell me if it tastes good. If you like the video, subscribe, like, and share with anyone else who you think would like it.